what the hell? Matthew Stafford is rated a 75 in Madden 24. I know you guys want me to get the game and stream it on Kick, some of you, but I don't know if I could buy this game. I mean, I'm just so sick of Madden just acting like, I mean, do they even watch? Do they? Like, really? I don't know how you're going to play with the Rams and Madden, for those of you who are out there. I have no idea. I guess I could just wing it, right? I mean, 66 overall left tackle is protecting your blind side, but it's not like Stafford's an 88. No, he's a 75 in this Madden. Wow. So we're going to react to that. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, because I'm about to rant here. And this is overdue. I've said this before. I've gone on record on this channel, and I've said Matthew Stafford is the most underrated player in the National Football League. And this pretty much proves it. So going through the top 10, Patrick Mahomes, he has a 99 overall. No one is going to debate that. He's number 1. Joe Burrow is number 2 at 95. No issue with that. Josh Allen with a 94. No issue with that. Lamar Jackson with a 91 at 4th. No issue with that. Jalen Hurts, I think he's too low. 88 overall, 5th on the list. No issue. Justin Herbert is tied with Dak Prescott. What? You need, like, the Dak Prescott that led the league in interceptions? That Dak? The Dak Prescott that can't win anything in the postseason? Oh, that's right. We only care about Stafford on the Lions when he couldn't win in the postseason. Gotcha. I see what we're doing here. Aaron Rodgers is an 86. I mean, I know last season was a down year, but Aaron Rodgers is an 86 overall, and 2 of the last 3 years he's won MVPs. Okay, we move on. Kirk Cousins is an 84. Kirk Cousins is ahead of Matthew Stafford? Really? Good quarterback, but like, really? Tua is an 83. I think he should have been an 85, but I don't think he should be ahead of Stafford. So now let's look. 11 through 20. Trevor Lawrence is an 82. I don't get how Trevor Lawrence is ahead of Stafford, but whatever. It's not the one I have an issue with. Number 12, Geno Smith is an 81. I have no issue with him being an 81, but he's the 12th best quarterback in the league. He's better than Matthew Stafford. He has one good year, and now all of Stafford's accomplishments out the window. Come on. Number 13 is Jared Goff with an 80. Jared Goff is not better than Matthew Stafford, but Jared Goff is also better than an 80. Did they even watch last year? No? Okay, we move on. Kyler Murray is a 79, which I think is too low for him, but that's 14th. Number 15 is Derek Carr at 15 with a 78 overall. Number 16 is Deshaun Watson with a 78. Deshaun Watson, like, what is Deshaun? We don't even know what Deshaun Watson is. He hasn't played good football in 2 years. Anyway, 3 years maybe. Jimmy Garoppolo. Everyone's golden boy, Jimmy Garoppolo. Guy can do no wrong. He can also not win Super Bowls and fall short and get replaced. But yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo, 17th. 77 overall. Russell Wilson is an 18th out of everybody. He is 77 overall. Yeah, he has a 77 overall. Ryan Tannehill, still all these guys ahead of Stafford, by the way, 76. Ryan Tannehill. What? Why? Why are these guys ahead of Stafford? Jimmy Garoppolo? Stafford beat Jimmy Garoppolo. Well, Jake, it's about last year. I don't care. Clearly it's not. If it was about last year, Jimmy Garoppolo barely played last year. Russell Wilson was abysmal. Number 20 is Justin Fields. That's right, guys. Justin Fields, who throws about 77 yards a game and is pretty much a running back. He's ahead of Matthew Stafford at 20. He's a 76 overall. Matthew Stafford is not even 21. He is 22. He is rated 75 overall. It's like Madden doesn't want you, if you are a Rams fan, to play their game. I mean, wow. And there are people out there that tell me I'm out of my mind, that I'm listening too much to random Twitter trolls, and I'm not looking at this isn't a random Twitter troll hating on Stafford. This is Madden. I guess it is to a degree. Madden is, I guess, the random Twitter troll, because Madden isn't really relevant anymore, is it? Anyway, that's not the point. Point is, Matthew Stafford being rated the 22nd best quarterback according to Madden proves every point I've ever made about the guy. Okay? Detroit, guy did his thing. I've done countless videos about Matthew Stafford's career. I've been a fan of his for years, goes beyond the Rams. This guy's always been hated on. And we pick and choose, folks. We pick and choose who we root for. Matthew Stafford goes and wins the Super Bowl the moment he steps into LA. That year, Super Bowl. But what happens? Have we ever seen anybody as underrated as Matthew Stafford in the NFL? I don't think so. Because Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl. Everyone said, oh, he'll never win a playoff game. He can't win playoff games. I mean, if you look at those playoff games, he had no run game. One of them, he scores 4 touchdowns. The defense gives up over 40 points to the Saints. I mean, he had a little bit of a bad luck, right? The Cowboys game with the intercept, like all of that. So then he goes to the Rams. It's not going to be any different, Matthew. So all these talking heads got to talk all their shit and say Matthew Stafford isn't that and what this and all that. And then he proves them wrong. He throws 41 touchdowns, and all you people want to talk about is the 17 picks. Burrow had 15. Josh Allen had 14. What's your point? So anyway, all anyone wants to talk about are the interceptions, not the fact he's the first quarterback in NFL history to have 50 touchdowns and 600-plus yards in one season when you combine the postseason. Not the fact he was the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for 3 touchdowns in a Super Bowl, win the game, and not win Super Bowl MVP. No. Matthew Stafford came into LA with high expectations, and he met all of them. Until this past year, after he won the Super Bowl, trying to run it back, the Rams did not bring back Von Miller. They brought in Allen Robinson, who did not get acclimated at all with Matthew Stafford, because basically Stafford was injured during training camp, so the time you're supposed to gel and everything didn't work out. The offensive line was injured from the word go. And Van Jefferson, who was supposed to have a key role last year, was hurt most of the season, didn't even really get to play with Stafford. Barely. So here's the thing. Matthew Stafford, I said it before, I'll say it again. He is unfairly treated, and I don't get it. What is it now? I think it's selective. See, Stafford's not the only player in a sport to come from a losing environment. He's not the only player in a sport to be called a stat patter, right? But what I find very intriguing is if you look at, say, a guy like Damian Lillard in the NBA, everyone's rooting for the guy. He's top 10 worst defender in the NBA according to defensive analytics. But everyone's rooting for him. 32 points per game. He needs to get to a real team, and he has to go to the Heat. He has to go and win. Stafford does that. He goes to LA. He wins. He proves everyone wrong. His playoff record is now winning. Like, he has a above 500 playoff record, so it literally eliminates everything that was said against him. He proved all the haters wrong, and all anyone wants to say is, well, It's his injuries. He didn't do a lot last year. Miss me with that. Any game that is going to put Ryan Tannehill, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, Jimmy Garoppolo, Deshaun Watson, Derek Carr, Kyler Murray, Jared Goff, Geno Smith ahead of Matthew Stafford, I don't want to play that game. Because that tells me that if you're not putting in the work of actually watching these guys play and you're rating these guys, like that tells me you're probably not putting in the work of other areas and you're cutting corners. For the love of God, can 2K buy this already? Can 2K please start making an NFL game? Please. It's gotten out of hand. But anyway, I had to rant because Stafford is the most underrated quarterback in the league. I don't want to hear it anymore. All right. I'm told all the time, don't listen to the Twitter trolls. They don't have any substance or anything. Well, now Madden has stooped as low as the Twitter trolls. Okay. Don't tell me he's not underrated. He's absolutely underrated. And don't tell me he's overrated. And don't tell me he's a stat padder ever again. If Matthew Stafford eviscerates defenses this year, you will never hear the end of it. I will let you know. If you are a Stafford hater, good luck. This is ridiculous. 75 overall. This guy won the damn Super Bowl and threw 41 touchdowns in the regular season 2 years ago. 2 years ago. But then again, Aaron Rodgers, 2 of the last 3 years, he's won MVP, and, he's an 86. If Tom Brady coming off last year, I'm sure he'd be like a 95. Madden doesn't know how to rate players. They don't. Alec Jackson's a 66. So good luck trying to keep Matthew Stafford upright in that game. I mean, on top of the fact the AI is garbage anyway. The offensive line doesn't move robotically, by the way, Madden. You got to figure that out. But yeah, I'm curious what you guys think. I woke up. I have a splitting headache. I took a nap, and I just had to make a video. I had to. I think it's absolutely appalling. I think this is a guy, I can already see it. He's going to get left out of the Hall of Fame because voters, I don't know. This guy's only done charity work. I want to point that out. There's no allegations against him. He's never done anything wrong. I don't think he's ever even gotten suspended. And it's everyone's out to get this guy. And this is not me as a Rams fan. This is me as a Matthew Stafford fan because I became a Matthew Stafford fan because he was so easy to like in Detroit. And I watched him for years. And for whatever reason, he's always been bagged on. And it doesn't make sense. Figure it out. You could say, okay, he doesn't have a ring. Well, once he wins a ring, what's your argument? You could say, oh, he's banged up. Well, if he comes back and he sizzles the NFL, what's your argument? I mean, it's just gotten to the point where it's ridiculous. And now we know people don't think very highly of this Rams team. This offense is trash. There's nobody to throw to aside from Cooper Kupp. No one respects Cam Akers because no one actually watched Rams football last year, besides Rams fans. And the defense is garbage. So if Stafford, in theory, if Stafford goes off this year, what's going to be the excuse then? I mean, I'll say this. He didn't win MVP of the Super Bowl because they didn't want to give it to him. The people that vote on that didn't want to be the people. Everyone's an egomaniac, and they didn't want to be the people to admit that they were wrong about Stafford. And by the way, you were all wrong about Stafford. You were all wrong. Everyone that said, oh, yeah, Stafford, he might do some things, but I don't see why they moved on from Jared Goff, or Stafford doesn't win playoff games, it's going to be bad. The dude was impeccable in the playoffs. He beat Tom Brady, your precious Tom Brady, who you're constantly calling the GOAT. You can't go 2 seconds talking a football conversation without bringing up Tom Brady as the GOAT. Bro, we're talking about linebackers and you're bringing up Tom Brady. He beats your precious Tom Brady. He beats Kyler Murray. He beats Jimmy Garoppolo. We know Tom Brady would have been ranked ahead of him. Jimmy Garoppolo's ranked ahead of him. Kyler Murray's ranked ahead of him. Oh, well, his year was bad last year. The whole year was bad last year. The offensive line, he had like 16 different offensive line that started last year. You can't say also the injury, because if you lower injuries in Madden, I know they don't know, they don't think we know this, but if you lower injuries in Madden, there's a thing where it doesn't actually lower the overall because it doesn't impact how good the player is. So by you rating him a 75, you're saying he's just not good. You're saying he's an average guy, probably not even a starting caliber quarterback. And these ratings are awful. Who is going to want to buy this game? I mean, like I said, I'm sorry. I know a lot of you want me to get this game to stream. It's like pulling teeth. I don't know if I'm going to get this game. I really don't want to give them my money because of shit like this. What is this? 75 overall. I can't wait for Cam Akers to also be like a 73 or something. They didn't watch. I don't get it. Anybody else in that situation who's won a Super Bowl, who's thrown 41 touchdowns in the regular season, who has the only 6,000-yard passing season and 50 touchdown season when you combine the postseason NFL history. I mean, just so many things. And this guy's still getting hated on. It's like, it's so bizarre. And I know I'm not the only one who sees it, but I just had to make a rant video. I felt like this was overdue. So I'm kind of groggy, and everything's coming off the top of my head, but it's also how I feel. I'm not going to let Madden ratings affect me this much. It's not even necessarily the Madden ratings. It's the fact that it confirms that Stafford is indeed the most underrated player not quarterback, the most underrated player in the National Football League. He's only ever lived up to what he was supposed to do. What else are you supposed to do in Detroit? You didn't have anything. You had Calvin Johnson, and then when he was gone, how are you going to win a Super Bowl in Detroit? The moment he steps in LA, he wins the Super Bowl. Well, that was McVay. That was Cooper Kupp. I'm sorry, I love Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp has taken another level to his game since, Stafford joined. But Cooper Kupp before Stafford was not getting 1,900 yards. The two receivers, Cooper Kupp and Calvin Johnson, who have the best two receiving seasons of all time, had one quarterback in common in Matthew Stafford. I'm just saying. You got to give this guy his due. And he's absolutely going to be a Hall of Famer, but I do worry about people trying to... Maybe something will come out someday where this guy did something and no one knew it except for the inside circles, but I doubt it. It really feels bizarre. It's like this constant bash fest. And the cool thing is, Matthew Stafford is just a good dude. He's not going to let it bother him. He's not going to make a big deal about it. But man, I'd love to see him win a Super Bowl and just say, you know what? You didn't believe me. You didn't believe in me. You didn't believe in me. You hated on me. I'd love to see him do that. He won't do it. He's way too humble, but yeah. Anyway, that's my rant. If you think Matthew Stafford's overrated, you're a moron. You don't know football. I've heard it. I've heard this year Stafford's getting overrated. I don't. But anyway, when the Rams win 10, 11 games, we'll be laughing in their faces. And this isn't even a homer thing. This has just gotten to the point where it's like, I just genuinely don't think most people who talk about Matthew Stafford even have watched him. Watched his noodle arm or what. I don't know. Go back to the Saints game, the last touchdown he threw to Tutu Atwell, and tell me if that's a noodle arm. Good Lord. Hope everyone enjoyed this. If you didn't, let me know why. Normally I don't make content like this, but I don't know. Maybe I'll start. Guys, check out on kick.com/jkbogan. Just want to let you guys know I'm going to be doing live streams for every primetime game this year. So we're going to be hanging out on there exclusively on Kick. We're also going to have to try to get more people to come to Kick and kind of enjoy the community culture kind of vibe that we're building over there. I'm going to have some exclusive sessions only on Kick. for like, Rams content, like a Rams Q&A or something. Not going away from YouTube entirely, but just for the people that maybe are like, I don't know if I want to step into the kick pool, just show you what it's about. But that's going to do it for me. You guys can enter our giveaway. Gary Sheffield Jr. and I are doing a giveaway. We're giving away a jersey at the end of the training camp preseason, like going into the regular season. We're going to be giving away a jersey of your choice. All you have to do to enter is you join. I'll post a link in the comments and the description. Gary's Kick channel. You follow him on that. You follow me on mine. You're entered. Just hit done. Just comment done below, and you'll be entered to win. And we'll get those announced before the season starts or right as the season's starting. But that's going to do it. Longer video than I intended for a rant video, but I don't really care. This is stupid. Matthew Stafford being a 75. Bro, go to jail.